I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. During Wednesday's marathon House Judiciary Committee hearing, Texas lawmaker Chip Roy called out what he said were attacks by Democrats on diverse conservative legal nominees. He cited attacks on Justice Clarence Thomas and one-time judicial nominee Janice Rogers Brown. The firebrand conservative singled out past statements by Senate Majority Whip Dick Durbin about Miguel Estrada. Estrada was an appeals court nominee during the early years of the George W. Bush administration. Roy focused in on a 2001 Judiciary Committee memo sent to Durbin which opposed the nomination of Estrada. It read Estrada was, quote, especially dangerous because he has a minimal paper trail, he is Latino, and the White House seems to be grooming him for a Supreme Court appointment. Let's listen in to Roy's remarks.
The ranking member, and I appreciate the gentleman from Utah. I would say that I associate myself with remarks from the gentleman from Ohio as a point that I was going to make. I want to add to it that in addition to this being about power and about intimidation, which is clear throughout everything we've seen today, I want to pick up on something that one of our colleagues on the other side of the aisle, when she pushed back and said, oh, this isn't about opposing a black justice. No, she's right. It was about opposing a black conservative justice. That's what it was about. It was about opposing Janice Rogers Brown when that was politically expedient for my colleagues on the other side of the aisle 19 years ago. But it was also about, in this situation where we had a leaked memo that was very clear, the exact words of the Democrat on the Senate Judiciary Committee, Dick Durbin, the words were specific, that Miguel Estrada was dangerous because he is Latino.
Yep.
That was the word in the memo. That's the exact phrase, the exact quote in the memo. We know it. I was on the Senate Judiciary. I knew it. I was a staffer. We knew exactly what happened. But yet, my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, Democrats at the time, they wanted to sweep that aside. They don't want to talk about that leak, right? I mean, all they wanted to talk about then was that being a leak and that we couldn't talk about the substance of the leak.
The gentleman yield?
That was it. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish my point to say that is what is so clear, that it is about race and it is about not having an Hispanic conservative like Miguel Estrada on the court, and they went to, and no lengths were too much to take down Miguel Estrada and try to ruin his career, ruin his life, and now they want to target Justice Thomas and Ginny Thomas, two of the greatest Americans that I know. I yield back.
The gentleman yields back. Who seeks recognition? In that case,
Mr. Chair.
Ms. Fishbach.
Mr. Chair.
Ms. Fishbach.
Mr. Chair. Yes, Mr. Chair. I move to strike the last word, and I would yield my time to ranking member. Would yield my time to ranking member Jordan.
I thank the gentlelady for yielding. I would yield to the gentleman from Arizona, Ms. Fishbach. I would ask you to yield to the gentleman from Arizona, if you would, please.
Thank you. And Mr. Chair, I would yield to the gentleman from Arizona.
I thank the gentlelady for yielding. How dangerous has this committee become?